Hi Verbling, hello again. Today we're going with our theme of very bad things to eat. Right now we just had a really interesting class. I hope that most of you were watching. The class was about how the food industry lies to us. Not very nice. So right now we're going to be watching a video on what they put in McDonald's Chicken McNuggets, which is very, very, very bad for you. I'm not going to lie to you. I ate Chicken McNuggets a couple days ago, but I still think they're very bad. Hi, Andre.
Hi. How are you doing today?
Very good, very good. And I see Marlo's joined us again as well. Hi, Marlo. Oh, Marlo. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, my Windows is still loaded, and okay.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. As long as your Verbling window is closed and your Google Hangout is open, then it's all good. What program are you using, Marlo? Are you on Safari?
No, Chrome.
Okay, good. I was going to say Chrome is the best for Google Hangouts.
Yes, it take a long time to load.
Oh. Maybe try stopping it and then restarting, trying to get it to load one more time.
Okay.
That works sometimes. Hi, Juan. How are you doing today? Oh, Juan, I don't know if you're talking right now, but I can't hear you. You might be on mute. So there will be a red button at the top right hand.
Okay. Excuse me.
Yes.
Hi, I'm new in this course, and I try to understand the class.
Oh, okay, great. Well, Juan, very nice to have you on Verbling. Is this your first time ever on Verbling?
Yes, it's my first time. Yes, okay.
Great. I will tell you that this is an advanced listening, so it might be very difficult for you, but still stay, and hopefully you can follow along anyways.
Yeah, okay.
But I just want you to know that this is an advanced, so if you find it very difficult, don't worry. It's only difficult because this is kind of advanced. It shouldn't be too difficult though.
But I can't stay in the course and I try to listen to the conversation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if you stay in the course, you will be here with us and you'll be able to talk with us. But if you leave the course, you can still watch it. You can still watch it. So it's totally up to you. But I just didn't want you to feel discouraged or upset that it's too hard, if it's too hard. Because if you find this class too difficult, we have intermediate and beginner courses as well.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Furkan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
Good.
I'm a bit exhausted.
Yeah, it looks dark in that room. Oh, there we go. And we have Mina, you're back. Good to see you back.
Thank you.
And we have H. Martin.
Hi.
Hi, can I call you Martin or?
Yes.
Okay. How are you doing today, Martin?
Sorry?
How are you doing today?
Fine.
Good.
You?
Good. And Feiruz, we'll make sure we include you this time. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you, Lorena?
Good. And Feiruz, I'm sorry I didn't get to you last class.
I had a problem with connection, that's all. I couldn't talk.
Okay.
Neither talk nor hear you because
Oh, that's not good. Well, I'm glad you're here now. Can you hear me now?
Okay, because just your... Okay, can you repeat for me, please?
Oh, I just said I'm glad that you're here now.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad too.
Good. Are you hearing yourself speak twice?
No, actually,
Okay, good.
it's okay now. It's okay.
Okay, good. And it's best to put headphones in. Somebody, I'm hearing myself speak.
Really?
And I don't know.
Okay.
Does everyone have headphones in?
No, it's not me because
You have headphones in. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure everyone has headphones in.
Okay.
Because if you don't, then I hear myself speak, and then I hear myself speak again. Oh, it stopped.
it's okay now.
Good. Okay. Hi, Urson. How are you doing today? Oh, Urson, I can't hear you. You might be on mute. So if you are, click the red button.
Could you hear me right now?
Yes, now we're good.
Okay. It was a busy day. I worked all day.
Oh no.
I have students. I teach them English, maths, and science.
Wow.
So it was a busy day. That's all.
Good. Good. No, that's great. It's nice to be busy. Time flies.
Yes.
And hi, Judith. How are you doing today?
Hi, Lauren. I'm fine, thank you.
Good.
I'm happy to manage to join the class.
I know. It's great. I know sometimes you miss it, but hopefully you
Yeah.
still watch,
Yeah, but now I am in.
which is good.
Yes.
And Antonina, you came to join us again. That's great.
Yes, I couldn't miss such an interesting topic.
Yay! That's what I want to hear. That's good. Okay, so I didn't mean to spend so much time last class going over the questions. So I think the best way to do it this time is I'm going to read the questions out loud myself just to get them read really quickly. And I'm going to repost the link just one more time in the chat, and I'll post it in the Google chat as well. And hopefully we can all see that. And I'm going to screen share those questions for you. So as we know, we're going to be learning about, you know, what they put in the food that we eat, because I just love that topic, even though it can be very upsetting. So this is going to be a little bit different because I'm not going to give you specific questions. What I want you to do is when you listen to the video, there aren't a lot of pictures. He's just going to be talking, and you're going to have to listen carefully to every chemical. So there's nine chemicals that he puts in that McDonald's puts in their chicken McNuggets. And you guys are each going to get one chemical each, and you have to listen at what does that chemical do? Why is that chemical dangerous? And why is it used? So what is the reason that McDonald's puts that chemical in? And why is it dangerous for us? Okay? So if we can, I'll just screen share that for you, for those of you who are watching. So the instructions, don't eat McDonald's chicken McNuggets. Grrr, from Lauren. Instructions. During this class, we will watch a YouTube video and discuss the chemicals put into McDonald's chicken McNuggets. Listen to the video carefully and answer the questions below. If you can't watch the video on the Google Hangout, you can use this link. But just remember to mute yourself. So if you are not watching on the Google Hangout, then you can use that link. But otherwise, don't touch that link. And I also included that there for our viewers. So if you are not in the class and you are watching live right now, you can see in the chat that I have posted the link to the same document I'm showing you on the screen right now. So you can copy that YouTube link. Oh no, I'll put that YouTube link in the chat as well. So right now, if you have we had a problem in my last class. This is the YouTube. I'm just putting in the chat right now. This is the YouTube video. So if you know that your Google Hangout YouTube doesn't work, then you can use this link. Otherwise, just stay in the Google Hangout. If for some reason you can't hear the video, make sure, so you're going to see your video, there's going to be something over here that adjusts your volume. So if you don't hear anything, there's going to be a little thing that looks like a speaker. Click the speaker and it will show you your volume. Because if we can hear it, you should be able to hear it as well. But if you change your own volume, it doesn't change it for anyone else. So you might be on mute. So don't be afraid to touch the volume. Just don't press pause or play, because then that stops it for everyone. All right. These are probably words you've never heard of before, and that's good. Because if you knew these words, you would get sick very often thinking about them. Okay, first word, modified food starch. Modified food starch. Andre, I'm going to give that one to you, okay? So Andre, I'm going to get you to, so there, I'll just write this up here. What I want you to do is tell me why McDonald's uses this chemical, and 2, how it is dangerous. Okay? So we've got Andre. Next, I will get Antonina. You can do MSG, also known as autolyzed yeast extract.
Actually, it's one of my favorite, and I know a lot about it.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad. Maybe you can tell us all you know about it. That's great. Good. And Urson, I'm going to give you sodium phosphates, okay?
Okay.
Great. And Feiruz, I'm going to give you wheat flour.
Mm-hmm.
And Martin, I'm going to give you sodium aluminum phosphates.
Okay.
And Judith, I'm going to give you hydrogenated soybean oil.
Okay.
For Khan, I'm going to give you TBHQ.
What's that?
Oh, you'll find out soon. Dum dum dum. The suspense. And Marlo, I'm going to give you dimethyl polysiloxane.
Okay.
So don't worry, you will see, it will show you the name of the chemical at the top of the screen as he talks about it. But it'll be up to you to probably type out everything you hear, or write it out with a pen and paper. Just write it out for yourself, because you will forget as it goes on, because the whole time you're going to be thinking, ew. And then Mine, I'm going to give you the dipping sauce, high fructose corn syrup.
It's just delicious.
Pardon me?
It's delicious.
It is delicious, and it will also give you a heart attack.
Yes.
So it's delicious, but it's not very good for you. And do you know a lot about that?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Yes, I know a lot about that. And
Good.
Americans foods everywhere, high corn syrup in bread, and every food they have high corn syrup.
I know, and it's shocking. It's shocking how much they have it in. So I'm actually we have a good amount of time right now. I'm gonna get you to watch one 2.5-minute video, and then the next one is the one that we will ask the questions about. So the first one, don't worry about taking notes. I just think it's interesting for you to watch it. So I want you to watch the first one, don't worry about taking notes, and then watch the second one with us. Okay, so first one, Chicken McNugget. Oops, give me 1 second. I have a really tiny computer, and because it's so tiny, I have such a tiny little screen. Okay.
And zoom in.
I'm going to post this in the chat right now, just for those of you who can't see it on the YouTube video. Okay. YouTube. Don't watch The Shocking Truth About Food. That was one from before. This is the one we're watching now. Everyone ready to watch this one? Can everyone see it on the YouTube? Does anyone have any questions?
It's okay for me.
Any problems? Okay, good. All right, there you go. And we wonder why American children are having an obesity problem. Okay, I'm going to play, and now this is the next one that I want you to actually pay attention to and make sure that you take your notes for it. Can everyone see this now? Any problems? People in the class?
Okay.
It's okay.
Powell, I see that you're new to our class. Hi, Powell. Powell, oh, I can't hear you. Oh, there you are. Hi. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. Okay.
Good. Who left our class? Because I'll give you their question.
Okay, thank you.
Give me 1 second, because somebody must have left our class. Is Urson here?
Fifi, something like that. Her name is.
I'm here.
What Feiruz? Is Feiruz here? Feiruz? Oh, okay, so Feiruz has gone. Okay, so I'm going to give you Powell. I want you to listen to something that is called bleached wheat flour. It is the fourth ingredient that they talk about, okay? So I want you to tell me what exactly they use it for. What is it dangerous? Why is it dangerous? Okay?
Okay.
Okay, can everyone see the YouTube video? I'm going to play that now. Good. Okay. So let's get off this YouTube. What did you all think about that? Was anyone surprised like I was?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes, absolutely.
This is why I thought about doing this class. Because I was out for a friend's birthday party, and I assumed there would be food at the birthday party, and there wasn't. So as soon as I left, the first place that was there, easy, McDonald's. So I went into McDonald's, and I had a 9-pack of chicken McNuggets. And as I was eating them, I took a bite, and I looked into it, and it looks like a white sponge. It doesn't look like chicken at all. And I thought, what is in these things? Like, do I even want to know? So I finished eating them. And then I went home and I found this video. I can honestly say I can't say I will never eat them again, but I will never let my children eat them. I don't have children, but when I have children, I will never let my kids touch that. Anyways, let's see how well you listened. Somebody's asking in the chat, I think it was Mecca. You're saying, is Wendy's the same? Because I love to eat fast food. They're all the same. You have to be competitive as a business owner. So if you want to be competitive, you do all of these things, because all of these things, yes, they're unhealthy for us, but they make those companies money. So Andre, you had modified food starch.
I didn't see the questions.
Oh, there are no questions. Just tell me, did you remember what it said it did?
I think yes.
Here, what you can do, because you're first, I'll move on, and you can quietly go back to that YouTube video and rewatch it on your internet. Can you do that?
I think that the McDonald's do that because it's to save money.
Yeah, but did you hear what the modified food starch does? It's very gross.
I don't know exactly.
That's okay. Do you want me to just tell you, or do you want to go back and watch it? It's up to you.
The second one.
So you're going to go back and watch it?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So you just go back. I've just reposted it in YouTube, so I'll give you a moment. Just mute yourself. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
Okay, Antonina, you had autolyzed yeast extract, or MSG. So what does that do to the body?
Well, MSG often put in the food to increase the flavor of the food. And first of all, it damages your receptors in the mouth, because the taste becomes very intense, and your taste receptors don't get affected by ordinary normal tastes. If you will eat some apple pie with MSG, you won't feel the flavor of a normal apple. So it actually damages your perception of taste, first of all. And also, in big quantities, it can cause allergies, brain damage, and also I know that it is linked to an obesity, because in laboratories, when scientists study obesity on mice, they actually feed them MSG to make the mouses fat.
Yes. And that's very interesting. Before I started dating my boyfriend, he used to eat a lot of fast food. But of course, I didn't think that was a good idea, so he doesn't anymore. But before, he used to eat like like you said, an apple, or he used to say, cucumbers have no flavor. They have no flavor. How can you eat a cucumber? There's no flavor. You have to dip it in sauce or something, or a salad. There's no flavor in salad. There's no flavor. It's because the MSG, you're right, they damage the taste receptors on your tongue, so you won't be able to taste the real tastes of food anymore. Great listening there, Antonina. So the biggest thing was that MSG can cause severe allergies, cancer, brain defects, and heart disease. Lots of these things cause heart disease. Okay, and let's move on to Ursin. Ursin, you had, was it sodium phosphates?
Yes, actually he said two sentences about this. The first sentence was, it is used as many products as a laxative, but I don't know the meaning of laxative.
Okay.
I also heard that texturizer. If you can explain, I will be happy.
That's great listening. You didn't even know what the words were, and you got them perfect. So what that means, a laxative is it's something that makes you go to the bathroom.
Oh.
So it really upsets your stomach. And why are we putting this in our food? People wonder why fast food makes their stomach hurt, makes their belly hurt. Well, that's why, because they put that in their food. The next one was a texturizer. Do you know what a texture is?
Yes.
So a texture, it's like how something feels, right? So, for example, this scarf has a very soft texture. This bottle has a very smooth texture, right? While, let's say, this has these ridges on it, so it is a very rough texture. Do you hear that?
I know it from AutoCAD program. Texture.
Yeah, exactly. So if we're using this as a texturizer, Ursin, I'm hearing myself speak twice.
It is not nature.
But Ursin, I'm hearing myself speak twice from your computer. Are your headphones plugged in?
Yes, I have.
That's strange. Do you have your Verbling window open as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay, close your Verbling window and only keep your Google Hangouts window open.
Okay. It is okay now?
I don't know why I'm hearing myself speak twice, but I'm just going to take my headphones out really quickly. So a texturizer means that the texture is how it feels in your mouth. So instead of them having these chicken McNuggets that are basically tasting like mush, they put this stuff in it so it tastes more like, so it feels more like chicken in your mouth.
Okay.
But you could see that it's not real chicken, it's been put in a blender. Okay. Great listening though there, Ursin. And Judith.
Yes.
Judith, you had sodium aluminum phosphates.
No, I had the hydrogenated soybean oil.
Oh, just kidding. Yes, okay. So you had what is in that?
This is chemically altered to avoid it going rancidity, and it's dangerous because it's hard to digest. How we pronounce this word? Yeah. Digest. We might gain weight, and it can cause other degenerative, I don't know. Diseases, exactly. Yes.
Exactly. Good. So it's saying that it's oil, right?
Oil, yes.
But the oil has been turned into a solid, right? And a solid means something that is, it is not, this is a liquid,
okay,
and this is a solid.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when we turn it into a solid at room temperature? Room temperature means not cold, not warm, just room temperature. what happens? What do you think happens in your body?
It starts melting.
No.
No?
That's the problem.
Okay.
That's why it causes obesity.
That's not enough warm then to
Yeah.
melt away.
It's been, like you said, it's been chemically altered. So because it has been chemically bleached and altered, so it's been bleached and altered to stay solid. Because if it stays solid, that means that it won't go rancid. Rancid means yucky tasting, rotten.
Yes.
So yeah, that's why it causes these problems. Because and degenerative means that things start getting worse and worse and worse and worse, especially in the brain. So that's what a degenerative disease is. It can happen in the body as well. Just it means that things start breaking down in your body, worse and worse and worse and worse, and it is irreversible. You cannot fix it most of the time.
Okay.
Okay, great. And we have Furkan. Furkan, which one did you have again? TBHQ.
TBHQ, yeah, third butylhydroquine something. Okay. It's a derivative of petroleum. He said the same thing that we use in our cars. Also, it's a form of butane, and it's a lighter fluid that we use in our lighter bulbs or something like that.
What's a lighter? Who knows what a lighter is? If you smoke a cigarette, you have a lighter. So the little fluid that's in the lighter, that fluid, we put some of that in our chicken McNuggets. That's what he's saying.
Also, it's high doses or something, and it means 1 to 4 grams can cause nausea, vomiting, tinnitus, on the other words, ringing the ears, sense of suffocation, and it means like you cannot breathe, you cannot find sufficient oxygen for your lungs. And also delirium, you're feeling like you're gone out of your mind.
Yes.
Also collapse, and it said 5 grams might kill you. Also, in other words, furthermore, they tried this on the laboratory rats, and they created something like cancerous tissues or something in their stomachs. So it's highly dangerous for people.
Yes. Thank you. So you did a little bit of extra research on that, I can see. Thank you. So great listening, Furkan. You got absolutely everything on that. Basically, they put, so what that is, TBHQ, is a mixture between the gas that you pump in your car, you know, the gas, the petroleum you pump in your car, and the lighter fluid. I don't smoke, so I don't know. The lighter fluid that's in your lighter, they mix those together and they put them in the chicken McNuggets. Anyways, moving on. So now we have Marlo. Marlo, which one did you have?
The 9th one, no, the 8th one. The Dimitri polysiloxane.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. The thing that I heard that they say kind of anti-foaming things like this, based on silicone. And this is a great product because you can find it in the shampoo, things like this. Look, it's really good for for the health.
I have a good idea, Marlo.
Yeah.
Why don't we feed it to our children?
Oh yes, it's a great idea.
I mean, if we can put it in shampoo, then it must be good enough to eat, right?
Yeah. Yes, that is sad. Very sad. Incredible.
Continue. Anything else? So you said it's anti-foaming. Why would that be a good idea to have anti-foaming things in it?
It's really, but this thing, it's all synthetic, and you can find. It's like the example shortly before. You're talking about things you can put in your car. This is the same insane thing.
Yes. And he says the reason they put it in the chicken is to stop the deep fryer from overflowing. Okay. What is it? Does anyone know what a deep fryer is?
Yes, I know.
What is a deep fryer?
It's like they use a lot of oil, amount of the oil, and they cook inside the oil. It's very fattening.
It's a machine or a kitchen device.
Yes. So
like
for those of you
fries.
Yes.
And they cook this kind. They cooking with deep fries.
Exactly. So it's like if you had a big thing here, this big, full of oil, okay? All oil. And you take that oil and you put your food into the oil to cook it. So the reason that they put that chemical in that Marlo was just talking about, that was dimethyl poly... I don't know how to say it. I think it's dimethyl polysiloxane. The reason that they put it in is to stop that deep fryer from overflowing, but why would it be foaming? Why would we need anti-foaming chemicals? Because normal chicken doesn't foam when you cook it.
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
So yes, thank you, Marlo. That's great. Mine, you had you had that delicious high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
Yum yum. Now, personally, when I ate my chicken McNuggets the other day, I had two of those little things. So I was really upset to read about this.
High corn syrup has been chemically altered from the corn, and it tastes very sweet and also very cheap in the US and Canada, I think so. And it happens hyperactivation, obesity, and diabetes.
So that word is hyperactivity.
Hyperactivity, yes.
I'm going to put that in the chat for those of you who might have missed it. Hyperactivity. This means when a kid gets hyper. So goes, crazy, they want to jump around, they're totally out of control, and it's at in an unnatural way. So if you fed your kid, let's say, fruits and vegetables, they would still be a little crazy, but they would be, the food would fuel their energy. So they would be hyper and crazy, and then they'd calm down, everything's fine. But high fructose corn syrup causes something called hyperactivity, which means they go crazy and then they crash. And then they have no energy at all because it is not a real nutrient. Your body doesn't know how to react to it. What else do you know about high fructose corn syrup, Mine?
I know it's very cheaper than normal sugar, and also processing supplement, and I think in US, if you look at the label, you can see for every food, because I don't know why. Maybe Americans like sweetie test. That is the reason they put for everywhere.
You are exactly right. They put this stuff in almost everything. And I challenge you, next time all of you watching and all of you in class right now, next time you are at a grocery store, you know what? You don't need to be in a grocery store. Look at the boxes of things in your house. Take a box of cookies or bread, anything, and look at the back at the ingredients. I can guarantee at least half of the things that you have in your house have high fructose corn syrup if you live anywhere close to the United States. Because you're exactly right. It is cheaper and we all have an expression. We call it a sweet tooth. So we say, I have a sweet tooth. That means I like sweets. And unfortunately, we have grown up, exactly like Antonina said, we are now feeding our kids this stuff, and we are now growing to our taste buds need the sweetness. The taste buds need the sweetness now, so we put it in everything to make it taste better.
Also, we saw the previous lesson, and corn over 85% changes, like genetic modified foods, and this is the reason we get those things from every food, even though maybe we cook, or I don't know, we cook at home, but maybe we use the same ingredients, and they have included the corn syrup.
Yes, you're exactly right. And maybe Antonina, if you've been doing some research on this, do you know anything more about high fructose corn syrup?
Well, actually, I tried to do some research, and but I don't think we use it here in Russia, because I never saw it on the label.
There are different names for it. Look up the different names. There's like 20 different names for it.
I tried, but most of the time it's just sugar syrup. So maybe it's complete lie on the label, or maybe we just don't use it for some reason.
That would be good if you don't use it.
But sugar syrup is the same. It's the same like corn syrup, I think so.
Well, I'm not sure. I need to do more research on this one.
Find out, Antonina, and then tell us. Because I'm curious how things are maybe in Russia, right? Different countries are different in what they use, but I'm very, very interested, because I thought that high fructose corn syrup is being used everywhere, but I wasn't sure. Okay, great. And Powell, you were doing, what number were you doing again? Number
4. Bleached
4.
white flour.
Yes. So tell me about bleached white flour. What's wrong with bleached white flour? Why can't we eat it all the time?
Why? Because it is difficult. First, what I say, it is difficult. I just research on the internet about it, because I didn't see a first movie on the YouTube, and what I found on that topic, on that subject, on that second movie, I understand only this is something which is split everything together, and from that mixed blender, then from that blend amount of meat, do 1 pieces of meat, and they get extra yellow stabilizer to maybe do better flavor, or I don't know, or what I can say, what I found on the internet about it, and it is something. It is make that white bleached white flavor, make flavor so clean and well, and this is what I found, and this is technically mean alloxan. It is properly name of that, and I think and
I can see on your face you are not happy about it. Yeah, so it said in the video that the main thing it does, so the problem with it is that it is flour that has been bleached using what? What bleaches it?
Why bleaches it? It is wheat. It is.
Oh, he's gone. Okay, well, did anybody else hear? What bleaches it? Sorry, Powell, I don't know what happened. You got booted.
It's the chemical that we use to make the clothes more white,
to clean
whiter.
Yep.
Very, very delicious.
Yum.
Yes.
We should feed it to our children. Why not, right? I mean,
So
if
it could be very economic also. So you just clean the house and then you go to give your child some rest of your.
yeah, I agree. You know, Marlo, if it's good enough to bleach my clothes, it's good enough to feed my kids. That's what I always say. So exactly. We use the same things to bleach the meat that we use, the flour that we use to bleach our clothes. I would never feed that to my kids. Why am I feeding this kind of flour to my kids? Yes, it is in very small doses, but that's like saying, it's okay, I'll only give my child one cigarette. It doesn't work that way because one cigarette still hurts that child. And what if they become addicted to that cigarette? The same thing happens with fast food. The more that you think it's not a big deal, it's only one meal, it's only one meal. Later on, when they start making their own money, when they're a teenager, they're going to seek that food. They're going to want that MSG. They're going to want those flavors. Another thing about the bleached wheat flour, what does it do to shelf life? Shelf life. I'm going to put that in here. Shelf life. What do you think shelf life is?
Well, it's
For a lifetime.
I hope not. Antonina?
Shelf life is the time that products can be in the supermarket and not get spoiled. Like it can be on the shelves on the supermarket.
Exactly. So if something has a short shelf life, what's that going to do for the company?
Well, the product can get spoiled very quickly and they won't be able to sell it and they will lose profit. And it's bad for the company.
Exactly. So what does this wheat, even if you didn't hear it, what do you think this flour does to shelf life?
I think it's supposed to increase the shelf life.
Yes, exactly. So we put this stuff in to make the shelf life longer. So normal chicken should go bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this flour,
Oh my gosh.
this bleached flour, how convenient. It makes it so that it doesn't go bad. So,
Yeah.
yes. And another thing. Okay, so Powell, I see you're back. Hi, Powell. Oh, I can't hear you now. Oh, if there's a problem, type it in the chat because I can't hear you. Maybe you're on mute. Okay, so what do you think this does, even if you didn't hear it, what do you think this bleach flour does to pests? Pests. What are pests? What are pests? I just put that in the chat there. A pest is an insect that eats plants or that eats...
Pesticide?
Good. So a pest is what the pesticides try to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you take a pest, is a little insect. Pests are insects that will go and eat your food. So if you are using pesticides, you use the pesticides to try to stop the pests, so the insects, from getting at the food. So you basically spray the food with poison for the insect. Yes.
Nice.
That's what a pesticide is. It is poison enough to kill an insect. And the problem, obviously, with that is if you are eating them in high quantities, then, which if you eat healthy, then you are still eating high quantities of pesticides, right? So, anyways, so if you look at this flour here, it's saying that it does something about the pests. If you had to guess, what do you think this this bleached wheat flour does about pests?
Kill them?
To kill?
Probably.
Yep. Isn't that lovely?
To kill the people?
Yes. And in fact, that's why I think it's so funny that when people get sick, they go to a doctor and they say, please give me pills to help me. Well, maybe you should stop eating this bad food for you. Maybe because you know that it has poison in it. So yes. So Andre, what do you think is happening? What do you think would happen to a McDonald's meal if you put the meal, you opened it up and you put it on your kitchen table in the middle of summer? What do you think would happen?
The people are sick, I think.
What about insects? Let's talk about normal food. If you put a normal meal on a table in the middle of the hot summer, what would happen with the insects?
Full of insects.
You increase the insects, I think.
Yes, increase it, like Judy said, be full of insects. So McDonald's is now putting this wheat flour in it to make it so that the insects don't want the food. Now,
keep them away.
Now, Judith, what do you think about this? If you have food that the insects won't even eat, is it real food?
Why do you want to eat then?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Urson, why would they want to eat? Why would we want to eat it if it's not even good enough for the insects?
Yeah. I don't want to eat them.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I've read an article about differences between butter and margarine, and this is the same.
Oh.
If you put out margarine and butter, the butter will be covered with insects and ants within minutes, but not the margarine, because that is also modified something. I don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. You're exactly right. Okay, wow, I can't believe time is just flying by. I think I've missed some, have I missed, because we didn't get to talk about number 9, which is the, oh yes, we did get to talk about number 9. There's one that we missed. We missed my favorite, sodium aluminum phosphates. Did anyone hear what that does to us? Sodium aluminum phosphates. Well, this is something I just can't wait to feed my kids one day because it causes Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's.
Alzheimer's, yes.
Yeah.
Marlo, what's Alzheimer's and dementia? What are those things?
Oh, this is
You forget everything.
Yeah.
Marlo, have you ever met someone with dementia before or Alzheimer's?
No, but I really know what the effect of Alzheimer. Yes.
Mm-mm. And has anyone ever met someone with Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's is a people forget the things, or is a Parkinson?
Actually, Parkinson's Parkinson's is another degenerative disease, so it is in the same category. Yes.
Okay.
But so Alzheimer's is a disease, like you all said, you forget things. But it's not that simple. You don't just forget your keys or forget your appointment. You forget who your wife is. You forget who your children are. You forget everything you can be 55, 65 years old. So we're not talking about an 80-year-old on their deathbed who is very, very close to death. We're talking about somebody and they'll have this disease for 15 years before they die.
My grandmother had Alzheimer.
And wasn't it? What was it like having to watch her go through that?
For example, she changed our names. For example, she called me by my father's name and my father by my name.
Yeah.
For example.
And sometimes their whole personalities change.
Yes.
And the worst part about that is it is hard for everyone to watch, for everyone around. I have experienced having someone close to me have Alzheimer's in my family, and it is extremely horrible and sad to watch them.
Suffering.
They suffer, and everyone around them suffers because it's hard for everyone to handle knowing that this person they love doesn't even know who they are. And when someone's suffering and you want to comfort them and they say, "Who are you? Whoa, who are you? I'm 35 years old. Where's my car?" They don't know. Their mind changes, right? And they think that they're 30 years before that time or 40 years. So the reason I want to talk about this is because this is the type of thing that one of these chemicals in these Chicken McNuggets does to your brain. And it's funny because everyone I know knows at least one person with Alzheimer's. And you know why that is? Because almost everyone I know is from Canada or the United States, where we have the highest amount of these chemicals in our food.
Yes.
So for anyone who tries to tell me that, oh, only in high doses, it's okay to have just a little bit. Well, obviously not, because why is it that where I'm from, where these chemicals are so high, everyone around me has experienced having at least one person in their family with these degenerative diseases?
This is a complicated question.
It is very complicated, so complicated.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions or things they want to talk about?
There's something that I cannot understand. Now everyone can know about what is going on about. So we can now everyone know there's a lot of bad things in food. But what about the government? What they say about this? What they allow to things, horrible things happens? I can't understand.
Really good question, and I just want to say for everyone, I'm gonna continue and answer Marlo's question. But if you need to leave to get into another class, that's okay, and I'm glad that you joined me. So you can go and goodbye and great. But okay, so Marlo, great question. This is what happens. Who do you think funds the government? Even a not corrupt government, even a government like Canada and the United States where there's not a lot of corruption.
Big companies.
Big
Yes,
business.
Their taxes. Yes.
The taxes.
Yeah, so the government says, wow, almost half of our revenue is coming from the taxes of these huge companies.
This is a business issue, I think.
Huge business. It's all about the money. Now, Marlo, you say, well, most people know there's these bad things in it. Well, I don't know about you, but before I watched that video and I, prepared to teach this class, I didn't know exactly what was in it. I thought, okay, it's bad for you, but I didn't really know exactly what kind of things were in it.
Yes, yes,
And
you're
that's
right.
and so that's one thing. So people sort of know, but we try to keep it at the back of our minds. We don't actually sit down and say, let me learn about this. I'm going to research and see what's really in it. Another thing is that I can say, well, why is it that people, let's say in South America, don't have a lot of Alzheimer's, but people in North America have tons of Alzheimer's? Well, there's got to be a reason for that, right? We don't eat a lot of fresh food. All of our food is not fresh. It's been processed. But then you look at the only way that the government could make this illegal is by proving it. So they would need to say, okay, we need to do a scientific study and show that people eating Chicken McNuggets are getting Alzheimer's, which they can't prove that. It's very difficult for us to prove that.
Won't publicate that research.
Exactly. And the only people who have money for any kind of research is who?
Big companies.
Company.
So that's the problem. The problem is that these big companies have control. And here's an example. There was a farmer who he was planting seeds. Now this really big, huge food company said, no, we have bought the rights for soybeans. So nobody in the States is allowed to grow soybeans and sell them in the States, period. Because we have patented the gene of soybeans, which means the DNA that gives soybeans its, makes it into a soybean. So they own that DNA, basically, that DNA code. So they tried to stop a farmer from being able to grow that. And the farmer said, no, I'm not listening to you. I've been doing this with my family for hundreds of years now, and this is my family business, and the only thing I have is my family and my farm, and I need this to support me and my 5 children. So they went to court. Do you think that farmer had enough money to basically get a lawyer that would be able to compete with the lawyer of the food companies?
No.
No.
So everybody knows it's wrong, but it's all about money.
Yes.
Yeah. Good
And
question.
I think who can finance this kind of research to prove the bad things about the food?
Well,
I think.
It will threaten their profit.
Who can finance this research?
Exactly.
We are lost.
That's okay. That's okay. Let me end on a positive note. I will end class on a positive note. First off, you should join me for my next class where I'll tell you how cell phones are cooking your brain, giving you cancer. But this is the positive thing. This is what's positive.
Yes.
We are only 9 people, and we had about 25 people watching this class. And anybody who goes and watches this class will now see some truth. And eventually, people will be seeing enough truth that, like, personally, I have started buying organic food, which means there's no pesticides. The more I buy it and people around me buy it, the more the big companies are going to say, well, okay, that's where the money is, because people are wanting to buy this organic food. So I guess we'll start making organic food now because that's what people want. So as we start making differences and buying different foods, we will be able to make a bit of a difference. Slowly but surely, things are changing from 5 years ago even. So it's good. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, we have the power.
Yeah.
Knowledge, right in there.
We have the power.
Yeah, we have the power.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you found this interesting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Good. And Antonina, did you find this less boring than the documentaries?
Definitely, this lesson was very, very interesting.
Good. Good. And please feel free to like my Facebook page and email me any more questions that you have, or if you just want to have a conversation on Facebook practicing your English or asking more questions about the food company. I can even send you videos of things that you might find interesting. And you can follow me on Verbling as well.
Lauren, have you watched the movie Super Size Me?
Yeah. But I have to say something about that. I don't agree with that study, because who would eat McDonald's every single day, 3 meals a day, like that?
Yes.
You know, like, that was kind of unrealistic. I wish he spent his money making a documentary on something that would actually make people believe. Because personally, I saw that video, what, 5 years ago? Was it 5 years ago? And yeah, and because it was so long ago, I was like, oh no, but I don't eat McDonald's that much, so I'm okay. Right? And so I thought, whatever, but it wasn't until recently, in the past couple months, that I've been interested in this.
Yes.
So, yeah. But I have seen it. It's gross.
It's so impressive, I think.
It is depressing, but we all just have to know we can make a difference. The more that you start changing where you put your money, the more everything around us is going to change.
Yes.
We have an expression. It's called money talks. Money talks. That means that we can have a million Verbling classes on this, but the real thing that's going to say anything is money. So we can affect where we put our money, even though it's not a lot. But we can still make a difference, a little bit.
Definitely.
Yes. Okay, I must go now. I have another class starting in about 50 minutes about cell phones. So if you want to be even more depressed, come to my my next class.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone.